Hello my loves, and welcome back to another video here today. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about buying wholesale inventory versus dropshipping, the pros, the cons, and what I personally recommend. So if you guys want to find out whether it's best to buy wholesale in bulk or it's best to start dropshipping, then you better stay tuned and watch this video till the end. So first of all, let's talk about buying wholesale inventory. So what is buying wholesale inventory to start off with? So buying wholesale basically means you go to a supplier who is selling products in bulk, okay, at a low cost in bulk. So it could be 6 pieces, 10 pieces, 20 pieces, 100 pieces, right? You buy that inventory in bulk and then you come and resell it at a higher price to your customers, and whatever is left over is your profit to keep, okay? Now that's the traditional way of doing business, where you find a supplier, you buy products in bulk. This is what businesses thrive on. E-commerce retail stores, this is what they do. They buy inventory in bulk and they resell it to us at a higher price, and that's pretty much how the traditional way of doing business in retail works, okay? So if you wanted to start a boutique business, for example, or an online store, then this would be ideally how most people will start. They buy wholesale and then they try to resell it at a higher price. So what are the pros of buying wholesale? Of course, the first pro is the fact that you have control of the inventory. So you have it physically there with you in your warehouse, in your living room, in your garage, in your storage, right? You can see the inventory, you can see how much products you have left in stock. You literally have physical access and physical control of that inventory on hand, okay? So which makes it very easy for you to be able to do things like create content, take pictures, do your own photo shoots and put it out on your website, right? So that's one of the advantages of buying wholesale. Another advantage is the fact that when you buy in bulk, the cost price per product tends to be cheaper. So you could buy maybe 5 sweatshirts in bulk for, let's say, $50, which works out at $10 per sweatshirt, for example, and you could easily resell that sweatshirt at $25 and make you a nice profit, right? So that's another benefit of buying wholesale in bulk. The cost price per unit tends to be cheaper because you're buying a lot of inventory in bulk, okay? However, buying inventory wholesale also means that you will need to invest a lot of money up front. So when you're buying inventory in bulk, you don't buy one single piece, you have to buy a bunch of pieces. Sometimes it's a minimum of at least 6 quantities, 6 products per unit. So you have to buy a minimum of at least 6 pieces, for example, or 10 pieces, or even 100 pieces, depending on what you're buying. So you will need to have money to be able to buy that inventory in bulk prior to even launching your business, okay? So that's one of the disadvantages of buying wholesale. You need to have a lot of money to invest on wholesale inventory prior to even launching, and hoping that people are eventually going to buy the products and it's not going to be sitting in your garage for 3, 4, 5 years with nobody actually purchasing it, which happens all the time, okay, unfortunately. The second disadvantage of buying wholesale, of course, is the fact that you will need to be the one to deal with the fulfillment, the shipping of the products, the packaging, and all those things can sometimes tie up your money as well, okay? So if you're selling a product that doesn't really have a high profit margin, you may find out that things like shipping and overhead packaging, flyers, the little stationaries, and all those advertising stuff that you put in the packages do add up, okay? So they may end up costing you a bit of money, and even the money you're using for gas to go to the post office and post those orders, that's an expense that needs to come off your business as well. So all those things can eat up your profit, and then you find out that you have literally nothing left in terms of profit. So it's easy for someone to say, hey, I made $200 today, but if you don't factor in how much money you've actually spent, the cost of that product, cost of shipping, cost of expenses, cost of maybe if you have staff that you're paying as well, say you have a brick and mortar store, you need to pay those staff as well. You need to pay for rent, electricity bills, if you're hiring some premises somewhere to sell your products as well. So buying wholesale overall is great if you want more control, but it's also very expensive and very high risk if you don't know how to sell and you don't know what you're doing with all that inventory, okay? So now we've talked about wholesale, let's talk about drop shipping. So drop shipping is a business model that involves you not having, is the opposite of wholesale. You don't buy in bulk. You only pay your supplier after the customer has purchased from you. It sounds like pre-order, but it's not really pre-order, because in this case, your supplier is actually shipping the products directly to your customers. And with drop shipping, unlike buying in bulk, you only buy individual products, okay? So let's talk about the pros and cons of drop shipping. So the pros and cons of drop shipping are kind of like the opposite of buying wholesale. So the pros of drop shipping, of course, is the fact that you don't have to gamble your money or risk your money on inventory without the assurance that it's going to sell. So you don't have to buy anything in bulk prior to even launching your online store, which is a great way to test the market, see the response out there, and even figure out if this boutique business thing is for you or not. Okay, use that to test the waters and see what works before you buy a bunch of inventory in bulk and find all your money tied up in stock. Okay, so this is one of the pros of dropshipping. Another pro again is the fact that you don't have to ship out no inventory. Like I mentioned, the supplier is literally responsible for shipping the products directly to your customers, and you only pay your supplier after your customer pays you, which means that you're literally using your customers' money to make you money, so you're not risking anything. It's like a no risk business model, to be honest, to get started. Okay, another benefit of starting out dropshipping is the fact that you can use that as a way to test the market, create the brand awareness, because let's face it, if your boutique isn't making any money now whilst you're dropshipping, then buying wholesale isn't really going to solve the problem. Okay, so this is a great way to really test the market, see what works, see if this boutique thing is really for you before you go out there and buy wholesale inventory in bulk. Okay, the biggest con of dropshipping, I would say, is the fact that you don't have full control of your inventory. Because you're not buying inventory in bulk, you don't really have the, you can't really tell, okay, how much inventory is left in stock right now. Are we selling out of the jumpsuits? Are we sweatshirts? Are we selling out of the sweatshirts? Are we selling out of the jumpsuits? Because sometimes the customer may place an order and then you realize that it's out of stock with a supplier, for example, and then you have to maybe refund the customer back or offer them an alternative product. So that's one of the cons of dropshipping. But a great way to get around this is just let the customer know that, hey, sorry, we're out of stock. Like, what's the worst that can happen, right? This happens even with wholesale, because you could literally have products on your website and you haven't updated your inventory properly, and someone has purchased a product and you just realize, oops, it's out of stock. Like, it's happened to me as well, like purchasing from even larger brands out there. They will get in touch and say, sorry, we're out of stock with this product, and they will just send me a refund. Another great way to get around this is to order some samples from your vendor, which is what I always recommend you do anyway, because why would you be going out there selling products that you don't personally know what they look, feel like? Okay, and you want to use this to test the products, test how long it takes the vendors to ship out the products, and overall the buying experience and how that's going to be like for your customers eventually, because you don't want to go out there selling products that you haven't tested yourself, right? You can use those samples to create your own content, to get models to model your products, to even use influencers to promote your products, which is great for social media marketing. Okay, so in conclusion, in my opinion, without being biased, as someone who has done both wholesale and dropshipping, I would recommend that if you're someone out there who likes to have more control of your inventory and you have a bit of money to risk, okay, because I like to call it risk because business is a risk, then you can look into buying wholesale in bulk. Okay, you'll be able to make higher profits as well because you're buying in bulk, so your cost price tends to be lower. So if you want to have more control, do wholesale. If you're someone out there who wants to test the waters, you're thinking this thing is not, I'm not sure if it's for me, or you're on a very, very tight budget right now and you don't really have a lot of money to buy so much inventory, or maybe you don't have the space in your house, or you don't have the time to be fulfilling orders and running to the post office. I'm a mom of two myself. I've got multiple streams of income, different businesses I'm running right now, so I don't have time to be running to the post office every other day to ship and an order. Okay, so personally dropshipping works well for me because of my preferences, but you could be someone that maybe you love to package the orders, you find it therapeutic. We've seen all those videos and pictures on social media where people are sitting with like hundreds of packages. I don't personally find that appealing. Like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, they must be feeling stressed out, right? Like, packaging all those orders, and like, what if they make mistakes? I'm not saying dropshipping mistakes don't happen, but I'm not the one dealing with all that, so, but that's just me. Some people love the packaging, they would love seeing all the boxes, they love sitting on top of the boxes of inventory. Not me. I don't have time for that, guys. I love passive income. And that's not a benefit of dropshipping, passive income. You can do this anywhere in the world. With wholesale, let's say if I were to travel right now and I had a bunch of wholesale inventory and someone bought from my boutique, I cannot fulfill those orders, so that's going to cause delays in shipments, and I probably will have to hire someone to be handling all that for me, which again is expensive, right? And I'm not willing to be doing all that, guys. So with dropshipping, I could literally be in the other part of the world and someone buys from my store, and as long as I have internet, guys, all I have to do is pass the customer's order to my supplier. That's all I'm doing. It's just like sending an email, right? Passing their details over, and the supplier is handling everything. You can do dropshipping literally from anywhere in the world, guys, and this is why I love the strategy, and why, of course, my recommendation would be to do dropshipping if you're getting started and you don't like the stress. You want to create passive income. You're just like me and you don't want to do with shipping, fulfillment, and all that extra. You don't want boxes in your living room, in your house, in your garage. Then dropshipping is probably the best option for you guys, okay? And if you're looking for help with getting started with dropshipping, check out dropshipfinds.com, where you can literally get your dropshipping business built for you. Like, you get your website set up for you, preloaded with inventory. You can start selling right away. You get connected to the vendors that will fulfill these orders for you, as well as access to 900 other vendors, guys, that you can access if you wanted to work with other vendors. You also get access to marketing trainings, guys, that teach you step by step how to go out there and start selling your business and making money. Like, it's an all-in-one drop shipping platform, and I'll leave the link down below this video. And if you obviously want to buy wholesale, that's also an amazing strategy, and I'll leave a link below to a directory where you can find wholesale vendors to use for your online store. You can get over 900 vendors for your online store, okay? So I hope you guys found this video useful, and let me know what strategy you love the most. What are you doing in your boutique right now, and what do you plan to do if you have not already launched? So if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye for now.